Hi students, today we are going to discuss some assignment bits on transport of CO2. In this, the first one, the chloride shift occurs in response to. So chloride shift occurs in response to movement of bicarbonate ion from RBC to plasma. So we know very well that within the RBC, carbon dioxide combines with water in the presence of carbonic anhydrase enzyme, which is mediated by zinc, form H2CO3, and this H2CO3 is also unstable, dissociates into H plus ion and bicarbonate ion. Since the plasma membrane of RBC is more permeable to, it is permeable to anions, but it is impermeable to cations. Hence, bicarbonate ion moves out of RBC into blood, particularly into plasma. So, as a result, electrical imbalance exists inside the RBC. To regain this electrical imbalance, potassium chloride, it dissociates into K plus ion and Cl minus ion. Now this Cl minus ion moves into RBC to regain the anion concentration. So thus the chloride shift occurs in response to movement of bicarbonate ion from RBC to blood or plasma. So hence for first one the answer is fourth. And the second bit, in lungs there is definite exchange of ions between RBC and plasma. Removal of carbon dioxide from blood involves. So in lungs there is a definite exchange of ions between RBC and plasma. Removal of CO2. So removal of CO2 from blood involves, so it involves the influx of Cl minus ion into RBC as well as the efflux of Cl minus ion from RBC into there is plasma. So both of this can occur. That means in lungs there is a definite exchange of ions between RBC and plasma. Removal of carbon dioxide from the blood involves, both will happen. So that's why influx of Cl minus ion into RBC as well as efflux of Cl minus ion from RBC takes place. So hence answer for second question is fourth. And third one, bicarbonate formed inside the erythrocytes pass out into plasma while chloride of plasma passes into erythrocytes. This phenomenon is called, chloride shift or Hamburger phenomenon. So this phenomenon is called Hamburger phenomenon, which is also called chloride shift. Hence answer is third one. Next, fourth one, carbon dioxide is carried into the blood plasma. Carbon dioxide is carried in the blood plasma as. So here first option is given as sodium bicarbonate, second one sodium carbonate, third one potassium carbonate, fourth one magnesium carbonate. Now here carbon dioxide is carried in the blood plasma as bicarbonate ion. It may be with sodium bicarbonate or potassium bicarbonate. So here in the given options, the first one is given as sodium bicarbonate, hence that is the answer. So fourth one, answer is 1. Next, the fifth question, as the partial pressure of carbon dioxide of the venous blood increases. So when partial pressure of carbon dioxide in the venous blood increases, what happens? So the blood pH decreases. That means acidity is increasing, the blood pH is decreasing. So as more and more carbon dioxide is added, then automatically the blood pH decreases. That means acidity of the blood increases. So hence among the given options, the first one, amount of chloride ion in RBC decreases. Second one, concentration of bicarbonate decreases. Third one, blood pH decreases. Fifth one, affinity of hemoglobin for oxygen increases. In this, the given correct option is blood pH decreases. So this is fifth one, third. Next, when you come to the next question, that is the sixth question, carbon dioxide entering erythrocytes react with water to form carbonic acid. The enzyme involved in this is, so here the carbon dioxide entering into the RBC reacts with water to form carbonic acid in the presence of an enzyme called carbonic anhydrase. So enzyme here is carbonic anhydrase. So among the given options, the first one is carbonic anhydrase. Hence answer is carbonic anhydrase. Next, seventh one, as higher CO2 concentration of the blood causes. So when seventh bit, a higher CO2 concentration of the blood causes first option is given as slow diffusion of oxygen from the blood, slow transport of oxygen in the blood, quick diffusion of oxygen from the blood. Fourth one, both 1 and 2 are given. So what is the question given here, children? A higher CO2 concentration of the blood causes. When there is more concentration of CO2, then it leads to the quick diffusion of oxygen from the blood. So this is nothing but a kind of Bohr effect. So increase in the carbon dioxide concentration leads to the dissociation of oxyhemoglobin, releasing oxygen from the blood to the tissues. So that is about the seventh one. So answer for this is seventh one, third option. So with increase in CO2 concentration, the blood causes quick diffusion of oxygen from the blood. Next, bicarbonate ion, eighth question. Bicarbonate ion is produced inside. The bicarbonate ion is produced in the RBC itself. So here we have the diagram. Carbon dioxide after entering into the RBC reacts with water in the presence of carbonic anhydrase to form H2CO3, which dissociates into H plus ion, and this is bicarbonate ion. So this bicarbonate ion is formed inside the RBC and it moves out of the RBC due to the permeability of plasma membrane. Actually it is formed in RBC. So answer for this, bicarbonate ion is produced inside the erythrocytes. Options given are lymphocytes, erythrocytes, neutrophils, basophils. These four are given. So in this, the correct answer is erythrocytes. So for eighth question, answer is the second one. Next, ninth question, CO2 is transported. So CO2 is transported. Options are given by RBC. Second one as bicarbonates. Third one in dissolved state through plasma. Fourth one, all of this is given. We know CO2 is transported by all these three ways. That means, so 7% of CO2 is transported by the plasma in dissolved state, 20 to 25%, an average of 23 is transported by RBC in the form of carbamino compound, and 70% of CO2 is transported by RBC in the form of bicarbonate ion. So all these three ways of transportation is there with reference to the CO2. Hence for ninth question, answer is 4, all of this. Next, 10th question, the majority of CO2 is transported as, majority of CO2 is transported in the form of bicarbonate ion. Just now we discussed CO2 is transported in 3 different ways, among which the majority of CO2 is transported in the form of bicarbonate ion by 70%. So for 10th question, answer is, so second one as bicarbonate ion. Next, 11th question, how much carbon dioxide is delivered to alveoli by 100 milliliters of oxygenated blood under normal physiological conditions? So this is the question. How much carbon dioxide is delivered to alveoli by 100 milliliters of deoxygenated blood under normal physiological conditions? So we know every 100 milliliters of deoxygenated blood can deliver 4 milliliters of carbon dioxide to alveoli. Hence answer for 11th question is 4th one. So the first option is given as 10 milliliters, second option 20, third option 5, and fourth option is 4. So hence 4 is the correct answer for 11th question. how much carbon dioxide is delivered to alveoli by 100 milliliters of deoxygenated blood under normal physiological conditions. So 4 milliliters. Next, 12th question. CO2 dissociates from carbaminohemoglobin when. So CO2 dissociates from carbaminohemoglobin when there is increased partial pressure of, when there is an increased partial pressure of oxygen and decreased partial pressure of carbon dioxide. With the increase in the partial pressure of oxygen, this carbamino compound dissociates into carbon dioxide and hemoglobin. So at the same time, the partial pressure of carbon dioxide should also be low. These conditions are existing at the lung surface. At the lung surface, the partial pressure of oxygen will be more, partial pressure of carbon dioxide is less. So because of which, so the dissociation of carbaminohemoglobin takes place. Hence, so in this given options, the second one is having partial pressure of oxygen is high and partial pressure of carbon dioxide is low. This is the correct answer. So for 12th one, the second option is the correct one. Right. So that is about children. Thank you.